Confidence YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss logical operators in Python. Logical operators in Python can be things such as and, or, and not. Before we jump into some examples, let's discuss what logical operator actually is. So logical operators are tools in programming that help your code make decisions based on multiple conditions. They allow Python to answer yes or no questions, sort of like how we do in real life situations when we're making decisions for different scenarios in our lives. So for example, let's say that you're deciding whether or not to purchase a new vehicle. You might ask yourself, do I have enough savings? And is my credit score good? If both are true, you're probably going to move forward with purchasing your vehicle. That's a logic in action. That's the same kind that Python uses when deciding what happens next with your code. So by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how logical operators work and how to use them in real-world coding conditions or situations, I'm sorry. Alrighty, so let's get rid of this line here. And then let's jump into some logical operating codes. So our first one, let's use considering a new job for our first coding example. So let's do has job offer. And then remember that the underscores means there's a space in between each word. We don't want it to look like one big run-on sentence. So we have has job offer equals true. And then salary underscore above underscore expectations or expectation. And then let's do true. Okay. Now we're going to do our if condition. So if has job offer and salary, and then let me make this easier for myself, and I'm just going to copy and paste this. So if job offer and salary above expectation, that should be a colon. And then you see how it did an indent, it moved over. So whenever you have an if condition, it's always going to indent over to the next, when it gets to that next line. So if has job offer and salary above expectation, we want it to print except the job offer. Close that out. So let's make sure we have this correct. Except the job offer. Okay. Now we wanted to say, however, if you don't want to accept the job offer, we're going to say else print maybe keep looking. Okay, so basically what this code says is that you have a job offer. There's a salary expectation that you have for this job that you want to apply for. So you're asking Python to print that you're going to accept the job offer if the job offer and the salary is above your expectation. Else meaning if it does not meet your salary expectation, the job offer does not meet your salary expectation, then you want Python to print maybe you should keep looking for a position. Okay, so a real life example is, imagine that you're considering a new job and you'll probably accept the job offer if the job offer and the salary meets your expectations. So if one of these is not true, you're going to hold off basically. So for us, yay, accept the job offer. We want $100,000 entry level. Okay, so our next example would be using the OR operator. So the OR operator checks if at least one condition is true. If either is true, the result is true. Okay, so let's use an example of working from home. So let's do working from home equals false. And then let's say, I don't know, I took the day off. True. Okay. Now we have an error message here. If you can pause the video and let me know what you think, just take a look and then drop it in the comments what you think the error is. Or even just take a look in your own Jupyter notebook and figure out exactly what we did wrong. Okay, so I hope that you're back. If you looked at the code and seen what the error is, it should be that true is not capitalized. So that's what it means here when it says true is not defined, because we have a capital F for false up here, but we have a lowercase t for true. So let's correct that. Let's see. And then another strong indication that one of your codes is not defined is it won't turn the appropriate color. So it won't turn green or be bolded or anything like that. It'll just be just a black text. So let's correct this so you see the difference. So let's do that. Okay, so now we're stating that you are working from home or you took the day off. So let's do if, and then like I said, let's make this easier. Let's copy and paste this. So if you are working from home or did you take the day off? And then if you're working from home or you took the day off, we wanted to print you don't need to commute to work, or let's just say commute today. Let's make it simple. And then let's do that. Else meaning like if you're not working from home or took the day off, then we wanted to say better get your butt to work. So let's say better hit the road early so you can beat that rush hour traffic. And then let's close this out. Okay, so basically what this code is stating is that think of like your morning commute. If you're working from home or you took the day off, you're not dealing with traffic, so you don't need to commute to that day. But if you took the day off, if you're going to work, then you need to hit the road early so you could beat that traffic, like we said. So that is an OR operator. So let's see what we get here. Yay, we don't need to commute today. We're working from home. Okay, so then let's talk about the NOT operator. The NOT operator flips the result. So if something is true, NOT makes it false and vice versa. So let's go over what that looks like. So I'm trying to think of an example. Let's say like your monthly bills, for example. So let's say your bills are paid. And then let's do an if statement. And I said if condition earlier. I'm sorry. It's if statement. I'm sorry. So it's if not bills paid. And anytime you do an if statement, you always want this colon here at the end so it can execute correctly. So if not bills paid, we want it to print time to pay those bills, honey. Okay, so print those bills. And then let's close this out. But else, meaning you did pay your bills, we wanted to print. Remember, I always do the extra quotes and then shift over, or just one arrow over and then type it in between the quotes. So if our bills are paid, you can say, relax, girl, you are all caught up, which is something that we like. And then let's close this out. So basically what we're saying here is like, think of this like as your monthly bills. You only get a peace of mind if your bills are paid. But if they're not paid, then you have to take care of them. So let's see what we get. It's time to pay those bills, honey. But we got that job that pays $100,000 to annually entry level. So I think we'll be good. And then one of the last things that we'll go over as far as logical operators is combining logical operators. You can also combine these operators to build more complex decisions, but we'll go over that long down the line once we really build a nice foundation of what to do with basic syntax in Python. So let's go over combining logical operators. So let's say we'll go over like savings and credit score, which is really important, especially with this new job offer that we have, that we're working from home and we got to pay those bills, honey. So let's say that you have a savings. Ooh, what are you doing, Andrea? You have a savings. That's true. Your credit score is good. Is it? No. So we're going to say false. Let's say the credit score is good. False. And then the interest rate is low. We'll say true. Okay. So for the if statement, let's say has savings and the interest rate is low. And then let's close this out. Or, and because we're combining logical operators, so we have has savings and interest rate is low, or your credit score is good. Okay, and remember we said if you have an if statement, then you use this colon. So if you have a savings, your interest rate is low, or is your credit score good, we want it to print, you can move forward with the loan. So let's do print. Remember I do the double quotes. You can move forward with the loan. And then let's make this a sentence. So we'll put a period there and we'll close it out. However, which also means else, for me anyway. So instead, let me say it's not just for me, but for else is like, if not, we wanted to print, we want Python to print let's do my double quotes. You might want to wait. Want to wait or bill your credit first. Okay, so basically what this code is saying is if you have a savings and in a low interest rate, or you have a credit score, or you have a good credit score, we want to move forward with the loan. But if you don't, which is the else statement, we want to say, like, if you don't have a savings, the interest rate is not low, and you do not have a good credit score, we want Python to print. You might want to wait or build your credit first before you move forward with any decision. So let's say, for example, that you were applying for a loan. If you have savings and the interest rate is low, or your credit score is already strong, either way, those conditions help you decide on what to do moving forward. So let's see what we get. So for us, we got the good paying job, entry level. We're catching up on our bills. We're raising our credit score so we can actually move forward with the loan. So let's recap. And means both must be true. Or means at least one must be true, and not flips the result. These operators help your code make smart decisions, just like you do every single day. So if this video helped you make logical operators click, hit the like button, subscribe, and then I'll still continue to drop more beginner-friendly Python tutorials. And then you can also, it would mean so much to me if you could comment below a real life situation where you used and or not. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.